An extremely important new character made his debut within the Boys Amazon series this past week, and you might not even have known how important this character was. The Legend, played by another absolute legend, Paul Reiser, is a character within the Boys comic book universe that may seem at first like just a warped homage to Stan Lee, but this character is one of the most important people to the Boys in this comic universe. Now, as with most of our videos on The Boys, this comic book history video will feature a lot of content that is definitely not suitable for younger viewers. Honestly though, if you're a fan of the show, this shouldn't really surprise you. Today's video is on the complete history of The Legend. The Legend made his comic book debut in The Boys issue number 7, written by Garth Ennis and drawn by Derek Robertson. After earning his black trench coat, Butcher takes newly christened member of the Boys, Huey, to a comic book store called Vinnie's Comics. There he meets two large, scary, rather stereotypical Italian ballbusters named Giuseppe and Sean McGinney. Yeah, I know. These two large, angry fellows run a comic book store that operates as the front for The Legend and his office. The Legend is a former publisher of Vought America's comic book characters. Essentially, his job starting in the 50s was to create larger-than-life history for Vaught's most famous superhero teams. Over the years, The Legend was privy to everything. And as Butcher describes it, if The Legend doesn't know something about a particular soup, it's probably not worth knowing. The Legend acts as kind of an informant for Vought to the Boys, and sure, the Boys have tons of government informants and info, but the Legend gets the inside dirt on soups and passes the truly nasty stuff on to Butcher and the team so that they can take care of business the best way they see fit. Butcher and Huey first meet the Legend when he presents them with a case of a man who was murdered by a hero named Swingwing. Swingwing is essentially this universe's version of Nightwing, aka Robin, aka Dick Grayson. Swingwing was the first Ladio, a sidekick for the Boys universe's Iron Man / Batman mashup named Tech Knight. Swingwing was believed to have killed a former lover named Steven Rubenstein, an 18-year-old college kid. Swingwing ends up being hunted down by Butcher and Huey, who learns in fact he is not gay at all and simply branded as an ally for the gay community by Vought. The team learns that Swingwing is actually quite prejudiced, and when the man Steven came onto him, he accidentally knocked him off a rooftop, killing him. During his interrogation, Butcher messes with his jetpack, and Swingwing ends up crashing and dying later, making it look like an accident. And that is kind of how the Boys' relationship with the Legend goes. He gives them the worst of the worst, served up on a platter, with all of their weaknesses and dirt exposed. The Legend next gives Huey the task of taking out a reanimated hero named Blarneycock, who I'm just going to call BC because it's a stupid name and I don't want to get demonetized, even though the name is essentially supposed to mean somebody who tells tall tales or crows like a rooster. BC was a member of the superhero team at Teenage Kicks. Huey had actually been the one who killed him accidentally during his first real fight after being injected by Butcher with Compound V. The Legend asks Huey to do this for him as a personal favor without anybody else knowing, and explains that heroes, after dying, can sometimes be reanimated with limited mental faculties due to the Compound V running in their veins. The reanimated BC ends up in Huey's apartment looking for his pet hamster that Huey had adopted after their fight, and Huey ends up killing him accidentally again. Butcher and Huey then burn the body so that BC can't be reanimated again. In return for killing BC, the Legend gives Huey a massive info dump on both the Vought America company and the individual members of the Boys. Basically all the stuff that Butcher hadn't told him. Many of these topics are discussed in our other videos, but consider it more of a history lesson. The Legend explains that Vought is a great marketing and business company, but previously their products had always been crap, including a gun used in Vietnam that caused whole platoons of troops to die because it didn't work properly. The Legend explains how Vought utilized Compound V to start creating homegrown superheroes, which effectively saves their business and turns them into a mega power. He explains the birth of the Seven, how Homelander was created, and virtually every other mega secret kept from the public. The Legend explains the creation of all of the biggest superhero teams like the Seven, Payback, G-Men, and the Young Americans. The Legend was responsible at Vought for creating comic book characters based off of these heroes and making them look awesome. The money that they earned from creating the comics helped the superheroes get endorsements and generate revenue from the public that learned through targeted advertising to love them. It also helped Vought earn defense contracts, which massively spiked their profits, superheroes being used for national defense except globally. The Legend tells Huey about an infamous airplane incident covered in the Homelander and Maeve videos and other minor pieces of Vought history that they had covered up. The Legend also drops a bit of his own personal history in there as well. The Legend had 2 sons. His oldest son was one of the troops that died in Vietnam due to Vaught's faulty rifles. This caused the Legend to turn on Vought forever, aligning with the boys to take the Seven and Vought down permanently. The Legend's other son was actually BC, whom he despised and asked Huey to kill personally, which shocked him. The Legend helps the boys within a number of different arcs, providing info, secrets, and clues. And it's also revealed that the Legend has an infatuation with Queen Maeve, and the two have even dated off and on again. Maeve even had one of the Legend's children, the recently deceased BC. The Legend introduces Maeve to the boys and helps her turn into a confidential informant and mole, planting cameras and microphones in the Seven's headquarters. Toward the end of the series, Butcher goes off the deep end and starts his one-man quest to essentially kill every soup on the planet, including the boys. Butcher plans to unleash a virus on the planet that would kill every soup, created in part by working with the original creator of Compound V, Vogelbaum. During this time period, Butcher treats the Legend as a loose end and kills him so that he can't reveal any information that might jeopardize himself or his plan. The Legend is one of those characters within comics that proves that the most influential people within superhero stories aren't always the ones with the biggest muscles or craziest powers. As virtually any commercial from the 90s during Saturday morning cartoons will tell you, knowledge is power, and the Legend had it all. And that is pretty much it for the Legend. He doesn't have any superpowers, but that doesn't stop him from being one of the most pivotal and influential people within the comics. I hope you found this video informative, and if you did, like and subscribe, but also share this video with a friend. It really helps us improve our reach and gain new subscribers and people that might be interested in the boys show. This has been Nick with Key Issues, thanking you again for watching, and remember the motto, the Legend over everything.